Hello, hello, hello. Good evening if you are here in Australia or New Zealand, and bright and early for those of you in the UK and Europe. As we let everybody in the doors now, let me know where you are in the world and tell me a little bit about yourself. Have you been on one of my trainings before? My name is Amanda Jane Daly. I'm a business mentor for health and wellness entrepreneurs, really specializing with health coaches, and I'm your host for tonight's or this morning's, depending on where you are, 3 Keys to 5K Months presentation. So just as we're letting people in now, I would love to get to know you a little. Have you been on one of my classes before? Whereabouts are you? Oh, you're in the USA. All right, you're up right and early for this one then. And so lovely to see you. Have you been on a call before? Let me know. I'd love to know so I can tailor tonight's presentation for you if you are brand new. Or, yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you? Where in the world? I know we have a little bit of a delay and it's a little bit funny time of day for light in my office, but hopefully we're good. Hey, Dee, nice to see some Sydney-siders. I was in Sydney last week. It was a little chilly. Excellent. Shah, trying to finish the 4-day classes. Sure, yeah, they'll be up for another couple of days. Hey, Sarah, lovely to see you here from Australia. Lancashire, did I pronounce that right? From the UK. Second time watching, but now live. Excellent. And you are in the Next Upswing Mastermind. Lovely to meet you, Deborah. All right. Let me know if you've taken one of my trainings before, or is this the first time working together here? I do have slides that I'm going to pull up today, and I'll just get those prepared for us. And I believe it will be this one. And yeah, we'll get going in just a minute. I just want to make sure that people can get in the doors. So let me know that you can hear me fine, that you can see the slides that should be on your screen now, and we will dive in and get started. I won't have I might actually. I used to not have chat box on at all when I was doing these presentations. The new way that we can run it now, I can actually see your chat as I present. So we'll see how we go. If it distracts me too much, sometimes I just want to play and chat with you guys. If I get distracted, I might have to turn the chat off. But for now, I will definitely be able to see you. So welcome. I'm assuming that you can all see and hear me. I'm sure someone will give me a wave if you can't. So my name is Amanda Jane Daly, and welcome to the 3 Keys to Unlock Your 5K Months as a health coach. Even if you've never had a client before, you are certainly in the right place today. Now, I want to start by celebrating you, not because you're doing your washing, but because you are here instead today. There are hundreds of people who sign up for this class, but only those who are really motivated, those who are really serious about learning to grow their business would have shown up today. And you are one of them. And I want to celebrate you for doing that. We are all very busy. We are all time poor. We all have many things that we could be doing today, tonight, whatever the time is for you, but you showed up. And I'm going to encourage you to take one extra step. It's one thing to show up. You're ahead of the pack already, but you will 100-fold what you get out of today's training if you take that extra step of turning off your phone, the rest of your windows on your computer, turn off Facebook, and don't multitask. You might rather have a pen and paper and take notes. It's unlikely that you'll be back in this class ever again in your life. This is your moment to be present. This is your moment to soak it up. And what I'm going to share with you today is taken from some of my advanced trainings that people pay good money to be part of. You have the opportunity. You've taken the step of being here. Maximize it. Challenge yourself to turn off the rest of the world for the next hour, maybe hour and a half, and be present. I promise you will get 1,000,000-fold out of it by doing so. And so please let me know in the chat box. I do want to make sure, who's here and know that I can tailor as we go for you. Are you personally building your health coaching business with ease? And I do put with ease at the end there. Have you already started building your health coaching business? Have you got clients already? How many clients have you been working with? I'd love to get to know a little bit more about you and your business. And also tell me, if you're not already doing so, why do you think that is? Is it that you haven't started yet? Is it that you don't know how? Or are you doing so and you're not finding it easy? Maybe you're finding it hard, stressful, getting burnt out. Let me know in the chat box. There's going to be an interactive session. Let me know. Are you already getting clients, and are you doing so with ease? I'd love to hear from you, and it also helps me get a little bit of a gauge on where everyone's at. Yep, everything's off and ready for this. Still studying health coaching course. I've been in health coaching for 12 months and not earning anywhere near enough money to go full time, struggling to get clients. Beautiful. Haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Okay, well, I think you're in the right place. Let's check on that. You are in the right place today. If you currently sell or plan to sell your health coaching services and you would like to increase those sales. You're also in the right place today if you know you are meant to create impact in the world. And you're in the right place if you can't quite figure out what to do or where you are going wrong. Let me know if any of those of you, and you know that you're in the right place tonight, ultimately, if you want to make an impact in the world through health coaching. We are going to look at 3 keys today, your 3 keys to consistent 5K months. Key 1 is a healthy and wealthy mindset. Key 2 is a proven plan. And key 3, we're going to look at how to actually work that plan once I give it to you. So before we get started, I want to start with what I'm going to call almost some ground rules, some ground beliefs for us to come into today's presentation with. Because mindset is everything. How we're thinking when we engage in a training like this is everything. And I want to remind you that you wouldn't be here today if you didn't have a message to get out to the world. And if you aren't the one to lead. And I want you to know that you do already know enough. We're going to talk about this again a little bit later, but I want you to start off today knowing that you already know enough and you already are enough. Just take a deep breath before we get into the training and really feel into that. You know enough and you are enough. I promise. And I'm also just going to answer the number 1 question I get time and time again before we get started, so we can get this clear. People ask me, do health coaches actually make money? And the answer is absolutely yes, ladies. New coaches who work through my Upswing Mastermind program are getting paying clients 4 to 8 weeks into the program, many even more. In fact, over 75% had achieved that in the last round. And I just wanted to plant that here for you today so that you're not going through a training questioning, asking things like, would this work? Does anyone have clients? Are other health coaches making money? I assure you that they are. And there's another reason that I'm going to share stories of ladies who are doing so right throughout the training today. And that is to help us put an anchor into your new belief systems. And by anchor, what I mean is every time I share a story, as I'm about to for Valerie, then we are going to go, oh, if she can do it, so can I. So let me just pause for a second. All right, so Valerie says before she was working through the Upswing Mastermind, she had no clients and made no money. And I wasn't sure that I could make it as a health coach. I wasn't really all in. I had 1 toe in and the rest of me out. A few months in, and I now have 3 clients coming in a month. One of the most important things I got from the program is how much I need to work on myself. And this is something we're going to talk about today. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I'm taking the small steps Amanda has given us, and it's working. If it wasn't for the mastermind, I think I would have gone back to the corporate world. And Valerie was one of my clients who, came in, was working in the corporate world, started making her consistent clients. And so what we're going to do today, every time you see me share a story such as Valerie's, and I'll do so every now and again throughout the presentation, I'm going to get you all to do this, and we'll practice right now. If she can do it, so can I. Let's hear it in the chat box. If she can do it, so can I. And we're going to test you. We're going to see How many times are you going to remember this? Because what happens when you're coming into a training like this is the little monkey mind is going to come in and go, oh, that's fine for Valerie. Oh, that's fine for Amanda. It's fine for her that she's out there doing it, but it wouldn't work for me. And so we've got an anchor here right from the start. It's our first coaching tool for today. If she can do it, so can I. Absolutely, Danny Allen. Sarah, absolutely. You guys have got this. So let me just check that you are paying attention. Here's Andrea. Andrea says that she was incredibly glad she chose to join the Upswing Mastermind. And by the way, Upswing Mastermind is the program that I work with new health coaches in. And she said the content, structure, and guest mentors have all been awesome, inspiring, and so useful. I feel like I'm completely set up to take my business as lucrative as I want going forward. The biggest thing was getting clear on my target market, and from there, learning the structure for making a package. Now, listen in. I now have 15 3-month clients and regularly getting 2 to 4 discovery sessions every week, converting 90% of those clients. So, and, you know, Andrea went on, I'm not going to read the whole story, but I'm going to plant stories like this throughout tonight so that you can catch yourself and re-anchor in. It's going to help this training really set for you. If she can do it, so can I. So, who here is already a health coach or who's training to be a health coach? I know most of us are, but I just want to say one thing about health coaching. I seriously believe it is the best job on earth. I mean this. You can work from anywhere, work your own hours. You don't need to build a product or a team or referrals, or you can walk away with almost all of the income right from the start. It's not like you have to go rent an office and do all these crazy things. You don't need more qualifications. You do know enough. You could start today with a laptop and an internet connection, full stop. And I'm going to say your confidence is going to grow the quicker you get in the game. The longer you sit on the sidelines, try and work it all out and get perfect, which I'm going to talk about later and show you some of what I did, the quicker your confidence is going to grow. Health coaching ultimately is a business you can be proud of and stand behind, put your name to, which is something that is just so important in making you feel wonderful when you put yourself out into the world to make massive impact and the income that will follow. So, just making sure that everybody remembers before we move forward, you can do this too. You absolutely can be a successful health coach. So before we get into those 3 keys, I'd like to introduce myself to those of you who don't already know me, a little bit of my background and what qualifies me to be here tonight teaching you. So my name is Amanda Jane Daly, business mentor for health coaches and wellness entrepreneurs. I own a business called Fuel Urban Wellness as my health coaching business, and I also have 18 years advertising background, specifically digital marketing and digital advertising background. My very first job was actually in the startup team of eBay in London in the UK. We maybe shouldn't count how many years ago that was now, but just to give you context, I've always been in the cutting edge of digital marketing since I started. And I share that with you so that you know that what I teach is very different to most coaches out there right now. Many business coaches out there right now have dabbled in coaching, started to learn a few things from others, and rinse and repeat, teaching to others. Where my training differs is I bring in that 18 years solid understanding of how marketing and human communications work. And you're going to see today the big difference in what really needs to happen to form your business versus what you might think is happening out there in the world today. My other secret sauce is that I'm a trained energy healer, wealth consciousness coach. And to just give a little bit of my story before we go on, I did work, as I said, in digital world and marketing for many years, including my most recent agency here in Sydney in Woolloomooloo. And we had just this day, very normal kind of Friday afternoon. I'm surprised that there's not, more alcohol visible, etc. But we just won a big award for Coca-Cola. And we'd done the digital marketing as far as their campaign. You may remember, many of you, the names on the Coke cans. It was part of that campaign. And so on one hand, flying high, top of my game, I was winning international creative awards at this time. In fact, just down there 2 nights ago, our advertising book fell out, which is a European advertising annual, actually, with some of my work. And this was what I was living. I'd worked my whole life to get there. I loved the creativity. I loved the hard pace of the corporate lifestyle. And at the same time, I couldn't keep up. In fact, maybe not this night on screen here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. We probably walked back into the agency, packing up, ready to go. And at about 5 o'clock, they'd say, all-nighter. And they'd pull it out with like, yay, we're buying everyone pizza and beer, and you're going to work all night, and you got no choice. And that might have seemed fun in my 20s, but in my 30s, it certainly was no longer fun. I couldn't keep up. I was spending every second, I felt like, when I wasn't at work, trying to heal myself, seeing naturopaths, seeing doctors, you name it, I tried it, because I was desperate to get my health on track, to fix myself, to be good enough to keep up with the corporate world. And it just wasn't cutting it for me anymore. And, if anyone hasn't experienced that world at all, I hope you haven't. But it would be very normal to have to work all night and then wake up the next morning and them say, oh, the client changed their mind. And, very normal. This is not just a one-off story. So, that's how I was living. And so you can understand why when a health coaching certification came along and I made a friend who was a successful health coach, I was like, oh my God, I had a vision of this, all this training that I'd done, all this help I'd had, all this coaching I'd had a health coach of my own. And, I'd made a certain degree of shift, certainly in my life. I'd learned so much, but there was still this tiredness, still this fatigue that I couldn't shift. And so it just seemed like the perfect solution, right? Like, I'm going to be a health coach. I've seen people do this. They have fancy websites. They're doing blogs. Like, I can do this easy. I'm going to get to work from home. I can go to the beach in the day. This is going to be cruisy. And so I left. I left that job not too long after that picture that you see. And I took the leap very, very naively. I spent most of the next 6 months working on this single graphic that you see on screen. Excuse me, just have a drink. And I'm actually not lying. I've got orange versions of this, pink versions of this. Very beautiful photo there at my brother's wedding that I carefully cut out, and I tried that green splotch and no splotch. And guys, I built my own website, and it was very important to get this blog right. In fact, so important, I missed family events because I needed to blog. It was very, very important. I had to do this guest blog opportunity, and I even went traveling and I didn't see some of the travel because I needed to stay home and guest blog. Very, very important, right? And I kept working hard. Then I did what you get to do when you're an entrepreneur. I went traveling by myself. In fact, we had actually traveled for a wedding, but then I stayed in America by myself. My husband came home. I stayed over there for months. I lived it up in New York at health coaching conferences and business conferences. And then I hung out in Venice Beach for quite a long time, like Raw Food Central. All of that wasn't even in Australia that long ago. And I was living the high life of a health coach, right? Isn't that what it's meant to be like? And it wasn't really until John so lovingly said to me one day, do you think you should come back to Australia? And by the way, when are you going to get your first client? And I didn't really like having to face that or hear that. And it was the truth. I was out of money. I'd been completely living the show, too scared to admit that I had no idea how to get clients. Now, bear in mind that I had done the health coaching training. I had even taken some of the world's most popular business trainings that were available at the time. And I was even meeting some of the world's top health coaches at the time. In fact, some of my friends were great health coaches. And when I came back to Australia and had to face the fact that I hadn't had a single client, and worse, I had to face and be honest that I didn't know how. I felt like I was 10 years old. I just remember feeling like everything I knew, it was almost like someone had taken my brain away, my identity away. I felt so insecure, and it didn't stop there. I continued to spiral down and down and down in coming months. Now that I can't hide that with travel and with fancy kind of stuff, is very, very confronting. And I lay in my apartment in Bondi in Sydney, staring at that ceiling, praying to show me the way to get clients, because I knew I was meant to do this work. I knew I was meant to, but I could not work out how. Couldn't work it out. Now, I could sit here all day and talk about my story, and anyone who works with me, you know, you can hear more, or maybe in the Healthy Wealthy Society group, but I'm going to cut the story short a little bit. I did get my health coaching business up and running, and I started working out things from what I learned in my advertising days, as well as what I was picking up from mentors and business trainings. And I started realizing it was also a lot about, it's very different to promote yourself than those products I was used to promoting, although there wasn't in some ways that much difference. And so what I started doing was getting myself out there. I put on some healthy high teas, put on some workshops for people, introduced them to food and health coaching. I actually made my own detox program, and that's got some publicity, put myself out there to get publicity. This started bringing me in an income. It still does today. I put myself out there. I started talking at bar studios, yoga studios. I even spoke at a women's conference on my signature formula that I had pulled together by this stage, the 3-step fuel formula, and started to get myself known. My business started making $5K a month, $10K a month as a health coach consistently. I forgot to tell you one part of the story, and I'm just going to jump really quickly to make this clear. A lot of people do know that I had stage 3 adrenal fatigue a number of years ago when I was in advertising. What they don't know is that I didn't get diagnosed with stage 3 adrenal fatigue until 9 months into my health coaching business. I burnt out after that first 6 to 9 months in health coaching because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was working my butt off pretending I did. I burnt out worse trying to be a health coach because I didn't get the support I needed. If only I knew now, I could shortcut that and escape that. It wasn't the advertising world that had burnt me out. It was my own habits and thinking I needed to work harder and harder to prove myself. And I started to heal that in myself. It was part of learning to be a health coach. It is not a burnout model, at least not the way I was going to do it. I was coming back from burnout, right? So I had to work out another way. And so when people started asking me to mentor them because my business had become what looked like an overnight success by this time, of course, no one saw the backstory. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be a business mentor because I blamed marketing and business for my burnout. It was through that healing process that I came to terms with that it was my own habits that were burning me out. It was nothing to do with business and marketing. In fact, I could see how my whole journey and my whole life had given me these unique opportunities in digital marketing and in health. And all of a sudden, I could see there was a gaping hole in the health coaching system that I could fill. And I started mentoring women in how to do the same in their health coaching businesses. First of all, one-on-one, and then in my Upswing Mastermind program. That was in 2014, and I've continued to do so 6 years in a row since. IIN, Institute of Integrative Nutrition Health Coaching School, had me come and speak to their classes, to their students at their conference around how to make money as a health coach, how to actually run a business. And if you look closely, that slide that I presented there is also in today's presentation. And I have gone on to grow a 7-figure a year coaching business using the same techniques that I'm going to share with you today. And it's all about the money. It's nothing about the money. You know, what I get to do with that money and that freedom that I've created through the systems I'm going to share today and through a lot of the wealth consciousness work that I specialize in too, have enabled me to not only invest about $100,000 every year in my education, as you can see in the middle here, networking in New York after our masterminding sessions. I invest heavily in my business training every year so that I can pass on to the health coaching community the absolute latest out there. I'm dedicated to making sure that I'm always absolutely top of my game in the world in business teaching and training. On top of that, that money has enabled me to make amazing contributions in the world. On the left there, celebrating a significant donation that I made towards helping build a school in Africa. And girlfriends and I are actually off to South Africa in, when are we going? End of October, only a couple of months away now, to work alongside Richard Branson in a community project over there as well. So I've got to do amazing contribution through the work that we've done in our Healthy Wealthy Society and our community here. And don't get me wrong, Also done some pretty cool bucket list things, including one on the right here, flying first class Virgin America. And I will say I manifested that one. So, you don't always even need the money to do so. It was pretty cool. So I share all this to show you what's possible, but also to help stir up in you, what do you want? And thanks, guys. Yeah, it means a lot because it hasn't been an easy journey, but if I can do it, so can you. And on one hand, it hasn't been easy. On the other hand, it's certainly so much more joyful, than if I had have stayed in that corporate job. I can't even understand that. I was back in Sydney last week and just staying down the road from that photo you saw, and it feels like lifetimes, away. And all of you can turn your life around in the same way. But I'm curious, what do you want? You don't necessarily want what I want. Something I teach in the mastermind is we all have unique desires and they are meant for us. So tell me in the chat box, what do you want from your business? What's important for you? Because it's really important to start with your why. For me, one of my key whys is help women step into their highest potential. Ladies, we have so much more available to us than we can even imagine. We really, really do. The power when we are able to let go of our beliefs, when we are able to just step into who we are is absolutely phenomenal. And I've started to, I'm dedicated to doing that for myself. You can see some of how that impact starts to unfold. And that is my why, to be able to help everyone do the same. And I believe that that comes through health coaching. And I believe that health coaches are the leaders of tomorrow. What's your why? What's your why? We want to be able to start with your why to go forward into the training today. And also, I tell my story not only to inspire you, but to help you check in and be honest. Sometimes coaching can be uncomfortable. Are you feeling stuck in a cage like I was? I was just in such denial, didn't want to feel the pain of not knowing how to get clients. But when I stopped, I felt like I was stuck in a cage, sitting in that Bondi Beach apartment. I felt like I was trying to get out every day. Self-doubt, overthinking, afraid of sales, no plan, just not taking action. Do you know how frustrating that is for someone who likes to take action and has prided themselves on taking action and they just don't know what to do? There's no plan. That'll burn your adrenals out quicker than all-nighters at an agency. I learned that the hard way. So now that we're clear on those things, why you want to do it, and also getting honest, sometimes you got to get honest about the pain and be honest about where you actually are. A lot of us sit in the gray zone. We're too scared to feel the pain and the truth, so we're never able to feel that it's actually, you can only feel an equivalent from the gray zone. And so let's look at the keys to get out of this, shall we? These are the 3 key things. I have a lot more that I could certainly share if we wanted to do an all-nighter like those agency days. But today I'm going to share 3. The 3 most important that I believe if you are serious about getting your work out there as a health coach. And I want to make it clear your why doesn't have to be my why, just as a reminder. Many of you would be really, really happy to be making $5,000 a month, $7,000 a month. That could be life-changing for you. So my plan doesn't have to be your plan. But when you tap into your why, you're going to be pulled forward into doing this work every day, and it'll keep you going. So the first one you're going to need to look at, I alluded to this before we started, is you're going to have to look at your mindset, a healthy, wealthy mindset. This is something I really specialize in from all that energy healing training, coaching training that I did in those early days. Business alone will get you nowhere. It's actually why I don't sell e-courses. E-courses alone will get you nowhere. I believe in coaching. I believe every coach has to believe in coaching. Every coach needs a coach. I just don't know how you can not experience it if you're an advocate and you want other people to buy from you. I always have coaches, and mindset is one of the number 1 reasons. So there's 3 mindsets that we're going to look at today. 3. And we're going to be honest, okay, guys? We're going to have this honest conversation. I shared with you how I had to be honest about my feelings and beliefs that were going on. And if you want to have these breakthroughs here too, I'm here to support you to be honest for yourself. So as I share these 3 mindsets, we're going to check in and we're going to put up our hands and be honest. Hey, I got that. I spot it, because spotting it is really one of the first steps to being able to turn around. So first one's the scarcity mentality. Let's see who might relate to this one. I definitely had all three of these mindset, guys, so it's okay. It's okay if you've got all of them, or you might just have one set. The first one is the scarcity. We all have a little monkey mind, little inner critic, little mean girl sitting up on our shoulder. She might be saying something like this: there's not enough clients in the world. It will take forever to be successful, if I can even make any money as a health coach. Health coaching is already oversaturated. It's too late. There's too much competition. I won't be able to find clients. Who's got this one? Who feels like this? Not enough, not enough, not enough. Scarcity mindset. Not enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough clients. Monkey mind's on speed dial. It's very, very loud. It is for many of us, especially when we start butting up against wanting to make change. The monkey mind will challenge us. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that's me, worry about getting clients. Totally. I want to give you tangible examples of what I mean by being able to turn our money mindset around. So Emma Paulette lives in Australia. She worked at my Upswing Mastermind a couple of years ago now, actually. And I'm going to paraphrase Emma's story. It might be different to what you see on screen because I want to share it as I remember it. Emma came to me and she didn't actually think she was going to move forward with her health coaching business, but because she had invested in the training, she thought she might as well talk to me. And when I asked her why she wasn't going to move forward, this is what she told me. She said, I've been talking to family and friends, and they've told me not to waste my time, that I'll never make money as a health coach. Then she said, I went and got advice from my boss. She was in a part-time job, from my boss. I thought he's a switched on man, he's a business owner. I'm going to talk to my boss. And my boss said, Emma, you're wasting your time. Nobody's going to make money as a health coach. I don't even know what a health coach is. I mean, I'm picturing this guy's kind of old and, who knows. He said, don't waste your time. You're just going to, don't waste. It's just a silly dream. No one would buy health coaching. And that's why Emma wasn't going to move forward. She was surrounding herself with scarcity mentality. It wasn't even her mindset, but she'd started to believe it. Emma did end up joining the Upswing Mastermind. And she says here, I'm now getting consistency with new clients, which feels great. She wrote this when she was about 3 months into the program. She said, last month was the first month I've made more money from health coaching and personal training than I do in that part-time job. In the 3 months I've been in the mastermind, I've doubled my revenue compared to the 3 months prior. Emma took her mum to Europe during that time. She left that job completely because she was making $5,000 a month. Guys, this is how our life can be just like railroaded by other people's scarcity mentality, let alone our own. It's key. We've got to be coached to change our mindsets, and we've got to surround ourselves with ladies just like each other on tonight's call, and surround ourselves with people who are doing it, not those who don't. You'll always find what you look for. The second mindset, the fraud mentality. What's this one? Do you think you might have this one? The fraud mentality. Little monkey mind over here is saying, I don't know enough to be a coach. I'm not experienced enough. My health isn't perfect, so how can I help others? I need more training, more qualifications. Oh, this is the clincher. I've never had a client, so how could I call myself a coach? Like, I can't call myself a coach on my website or tell people I'm a coach because I've never coached. Who's got this one? Come on, let's be honest. Yo, those are coming in quickly. That one, the fraud mentality, we call this one. Yeah, I had this one for sure. I had all three, but this one was big. So Mittley here. Mittley. And by the way, is anyone catching when we're putting stories up? You're remembering our anchor from the beginning? So Mittley was actually already a business owner. She owned a healthy, like a health food store. And when she came to me, she had trained in health coaching because she knew and was seeing that that was what was needed. But when it came to actually selling herself and putting herself out there, she was really struggling with self-belief and a lack. She had no plan. She didn't know what to do as a health coach. She didn't know or understand how to define a target market, where to find the clients. I mean, yeah, she had some people in the shop, but were they even a match for a target market? She had no idea what to offer them. And it all led her to believe basically like she was a fraud. Like, who the hell am I to be health coaching? After working through the program, she says it's been life-changing. Totally stepped into being the businesswoman she wants to be, taking consistent action, trying to be a coach she thought she had to be, whereas now she's being the health coach that she actually is, and accepts that we all have something unique to offer. Stop trying to be someone else. Be the health coach we are. Mittley was just amazing. She stepped up in her current business as well, stepping more into the woman she's here to be, into that potential I was talking about before. She even shared that she'd actually gone back to wearing the clothes that she used to wear before she'd had her child. And I remember her buying like new lipstick, you know, like just really getting back into it. But that came from the confidence of having a plan and target market. She was never a fraud. Never a fraud. She just didn't have the training. And that's what I learned in those dark days as well. I was beating me up. I was blaming me. And one day I realized, Amanda, you just haven't been taught how to get clients as a health coach. I felt like Empress New Clothes, like the health coaching schools were saying that they'd taught us. I didn't see it. I didn't get it. And I'm a pretty switched on businesswoman. And so I had to learn. No one had given that to me. I created it at the time. Someone like Mittley didn't have the plan. The plan got put in her hands and she's away. What a waste of time feeling like a fraud. None of us here are frauds. Mindset 3, the low value mentality. Wonder what this one might be about. What do you reckon? Little monkey mind sits on the shoulder saying, I don't want to charge too much. Oh, I shouldn't charge. What if I don't get results? I want to help people, so I better not charge them high prices. I want to get clients, so I better keep dropping my fees. I'll just keep being cheaper or giving discounts. Oh, this is a good one. I hear this all the time. People won't pay for that in my town or my city. Some other low value mentalities that come in. People tell me I'm a healer. Healers shouldn't charge, or healers shouldn't charge their friends, or healers shouldn't charge high prices, or people wouldn't pay for health coaching. And I'll tell you what, no one pays for health coaching. No one pays for health coaching. No one wants health coaching. That's a whole other training. But you need to actually learn to clearly define what it is that you're selling so that people do want it. Of course they don't want a health coaching. It's just like a random term. It's like saying, I don't even know. Like it's a random term. But people do want to be coached from a pain point to a solution of something they're struggling with. Absolutely. And when you get the value in yourself, you do the work to understand your package. You do the work to understand the value of being a coach. You get coached, so you're just like raving. People start looking at you like, what have you done? How have you changed? Who was I talking to this week? One of my clients yesterday, she's just graduated 6 months and she's moved on to work with me in a different way. She said she went back to her home in the UK. She lives in Australia now. And people said to her, what have you done? Like, you've changed. And she said, well, I've been working with this business coach. And so I warn you, stepping into working on your business is just as much an inner job, and you will feel amazing as a woman. And this comes from you valuing yourself, valuing your services, and being coached and valuing coaching. It's nothing to do with these money stories, but I can see some people being really honest. You know, people won't pay for that in my town or city. Yeah, I hear it all the time as well. It goes on everywhere. Some of the ladies I just shared with you, Emma, Mittley, they actually live in small towns in Western Australia. Lisa, one of my recent clients, some of you might have seen, I interviewed her recently. Lisa made $5,000 in the first month working with me, consistent 4 to 6K every single month. So she made over $35,000 in 6 months. She lives in one of the smallest towns in Western Australia, like a little coastal town. It's nothing to do with, and then I hear people say, oh, it's saturated in the big cities. I've had people in the big cities, like, these are all low value mentalities. If you've got any ticks on this one, guys, this is the work, wealth consciousness work for you. Because you can turn it around. You can turn these mindsets around. This is the good news. I wouldn't share it with you if you couldn't. These are the keys. So Shayna here. Shayna in the USA, didn't have a plan other than she just wanted to become a health coach. And we're going to talk later about not charging single sessions, but she realized she had money blocks, and she also realized that she was afraid of actually becoming successful, which is a common one. We all say we want to be successful, but sometimes we have stories about money, which is a little off topic from this, but I'll say it quickly. Sometimes we have stories about who you would be if you were rich, who you would be if you made money, who you would be if you're successful. So even though you say you want it, we do what I talk about a lot with my coaches where we're doing this. You say you want something, but you kind of like keep it away and you get stuck, absolutely stuck. We need to be in alignment with what we want and clear away any beliefs. So Shayna tuned into the wealth consciousness work with me and, got herself back in a high vibrational place, back into her alignment. I helped her work on her truth. Now, when I share Shayna's story, I don't want you to think that I'm saying this is for you. As in, I don't want to say this is your pricing, I should say. I'm not the coach. If you're looking for the coach that's going to say, I had a coach who did this, it didn't work. If you're going to have a coach who says who wants me to say to you, Sarah, you are wonderful, Sarah, go charge $5,000 a package. You are worth it. Claim your value. If you want that, I'm not your coach. You can go away now. I had coaches say that to me, and when I charged too high for where I was, my business started to crumble and I had to rebuild. However, you need to charge at your true worth. I help my clients do this energetically, but you guys can do this for yourself too. True worth. I'm going to share with you later in the presentation the average of what people are charging, but I want you to find your price point. Shayna worked through this process with me. She went from selling $30 single sessions to $300 sessions. It's a huge difference. She actually went on to sell $4,000 packages, and that might not be your truth, but it was hers. She turned around her confidence knowing that each month she gets consistent income and basically gave herself no other option. She chose to be consistent, and that choice and that decision came from working through her beliefs around money. Oh, hold on. We need to go back. I think everyone forgot when we look at Shayna. What do we see? What do we say when we look at Shayna? A little bit of a sleepy crowd. Come on. If we see this in Shayna, before we move on, what do we say? Because honestly, if Shayna can do it, Danielle's got it. If she can do it, so can you. All right, but how is everyone doing it? I get it. Everyone's like, but how, you're talking 5K months. What's the plan? So I've just talked about what I often call the feminine work. Anyone who knows my work, absolutely. Deborah's like, I'm too engrossed. If she can, I can. Totally get it. Just checking we got the anchors, right? Because I don't want you guys to lose that information. I want it anchored in. Okay, so here's the thing. I've talked about feminine mindset, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm very much into the feminine work as well as the masculine business. To me, it's the blend of the two that one has had the massive results for me and my clients. Two will stop you being burnt out. So we've had some fun looking at the mindset pieces. I don't know if it felt fun to you. It is to me. But we do need to look at the masculine side of business as well. So let's talk about someone like Shayna. I don't know, is anyone here selling single sessions? Can't speak. Single sessions. Someone like Shayna selling $30 single sessions. I pull out my calculator and do the maths, except for I only just did it this morning, so I can pretty much tell you. Actually, I forgot. I shouldn't have said that. Let me pull it out and do it again. So let's work this out. You guys want to make $5,000, okay, a month. Have you done the maths? Has anyone sat down and done the maths? I'm curious. Has anyone done this? Unless you've been on a training of mine before, probably not. So you want $5,000 a month. Let's say you're going to be like Shayna and charge like $30 a session. That's 166 clients you need a month. 166 clients. Now, divide that by roughly 4 weeks. That's 42 clients a week. I had a lady on this presentation when I did it this morning tell me, yep, I'm a therapist. That's how many clients I have. She absolutely backed me up what I'm saying here. Most nutritional therapists or naturopaths, doctors, most people work in single sessions. Yeah, Danielle said I looked at single sessions last night and she did the maths. She could make $500 or pounds a month. Yeah, you need a package. There's no way you're going to get to your $5,000 a month, and you're not going to get there without burning out. That is the model that most health practitioners are working in. They just keep copying like sheep, like sheep, like sheep. But can we have an honest conversation, guys? Can you get true transformation in one session? What do you reckon? Anyone who's done my packages training recently knows the answer to this. But can we really, truly, I want you to hand on heart say that you can change someone's life that took them 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 or more years to get in that position in their health. Can you really turn it around in one session? No wonder people feel like a fraud. They're trying to sell something that can't get a result, right? So it's probably going to take 6 sessions, 12 sessions, 24. Now, you would have to get 41 clients a week. Let me also say, I don't know where you're going to start finding time to market, time for writing up their client notes. You guys, I might as well go back to that corporate job working all night if you want to do that, right? That's going to burn you out. That is not the way that's going to work. No way. So what is? Well, I can't go into my purposeful packages training tonight. It's a whole other training. If anyone hasn't taken it, it's in my Healthy Wealthy Society group right now, and it's already been extended a week. I will only leave it up a few more days. So if you want to jump on that, you can jump on it and watch it the next few days. But to cut to the chase, you're going to have to sell in packages, largely to be in integrity, largely to get a true transformation. The reason that people resist getting clients, if they're really honest when I coach them, is they're scared of not getting results. So getting a package that you really believe in, you know is going to sell, is going to be key. So then people will ask me, how much am I going to charge for my package? Now, what I'm going to give you tonight is a model. If you were to work with me in the Upswing Mastermind, I would help you find your own model. I want to be very, very clear. It will only work at your own pricing. But what I'm going to share with you is the average, what I see most new health coaches charging. Now, some of you are going to look at this and say, no one would pay that. Someone's going to say, is that all? That's an indicator of where your pricing might be. But let me show you the average. This is how you're going to make your $5,000 months. You're going to sell 4 to 5 packages a month. Just 4 to 5, guys. Did you hear me? Not 41 times 4, 160 something clients. Like, I don't know another profession where you only have to find 4 or 5 clients. Now, why do I say 4 or 5 clients? Because on average, people in my mastermind, once they get up and running, are charging $1,000 for a 12-week package, or moving up to about $1,250 for a 12-week package as they get a little bit more advanced. So that means each month you would start 4 to 5 new clients on a 3-month package. Yes, I understand you could have payment plans or it could get messy. Let's just stick with this. Someone pays you up front for a 3-month package. We all on the same page? Awesome. Now, next piece comes. I'm going to show you how this plays out. So over 3 months, you keep every month, you just keep bringing on 4 to 5 new clients. That's it. Just 4 to 5 clients a month. And I'm not saying that doesn't take work, but it's certainly easier than 160 a month. Like, whew, let's not go there. Like, I just feel tired thinking about that. So this would be your model, right? Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. Totally achievable. Each month you would keep replenishing. Now, this might not be your model. Let me show you who this model would work for, and let's see if this is a match for you. This is the model for someone, check in, tell me if this is you, who wants to work 3 to 4 days a week, 3 to 4 hours a day. Now, if you are still working full time, at home with kids all day, every day, you might not actually want to have up to 15 clients at a time. And that's where we would need to find your model. But this is a model for someone who wants a part-time job in health coaching. Let me show you. If you had a maximum of 15 clients when you were fully booked, then you would be working 3 to 4 days a week, 3 to 4 hours a day. And not everyone's sessions are even an hour, right? Like, that's another conversation. Now, if you don't want to do weekly, everyone's got different rhythms in their coaching, then 2 to 3 clients a day, 3 days a week. Like, that would be it if you were doing bi-weekly. Totally, Danielle, totally can do this. Absolutely. This is the model that got me to where I am today, ladies. This is the model that I'm teaching in my Upswing Mastermind to ladies who are making their $5,000 and beyond. Now, I'm sure that many of you, the little monkey mind started up again and gone, okay, that's great, but how do you find those clients? It's the number one question that I get asked all the time, of course. But let me know, are we liking the model so far? Does that feel like something that would work for you? Sarah says, yep, sounds like a dream. Danielle, so exciting, can do this. Anyone else, are you resonating with the model? Any questions before I carry on that you would like to know about that model? There could be a delay in the chat box. I'm going to move forward. If there are questions, I can come back to them at the end. Okay. Now, this is a new part of my presentation. I only introduced the iceberg effect into this presentation less than a week ago. I've been teaching this work, 3 Keys Mastermind for 6 years now, like I said, but the iceberg part of this presentation is brand new. And this is the 3rd time that I've shared it, so I'm not as nervous as I was the first time and even the second. But I am going to give you a little story about this so that we can just kind of make fun of me and be okay with that. Is part of the reason that I was struggling, if I'm really honest, in advertising was because I couldn't draw. And because I came up with this iceberg effect, I mean, it was just a different way that I decided to teach you all only last Friday, then I had to quickly draw it. And not only did I have to draw it, I had to draw it with like one of these computer pens, right? So it's not the most beautiful drawing. And I guess I'm telling you that up front so that you don't judge my drawings when you see them, okay? So we got an agreement, not going to judge the drawing. It's not advanced. I don't think it's going to be as bad as you might think, but I need to share that vulnerability with you that, I mean, can you imagine me? Like, I'm literally in this like high-flying corporate advertising role. Like I say, my name's in those award manuals down there from Europe. Like, it's all great. And I can't draw. I actually can't draw. It was a lot of stress because I was expected to just whip things up that looked like masterpieces. And, you know, sometimes I would have to draw. I don't know if you guys realize when I say I had to draw. Sometimes I'd have to draw 50 to 100 drawings a day, like A4 sheets of paper with like concepts, ideas. My drawing is terrible. Anyway, that's a side story. But I share it with you because the next few slides I've drawn for you. And, you know, we can have a little bit of fun at my drawing. If it's not perfect, I might have to interpret. So does anyone know what it is? I did give you a clue. I called it the iceberg effect so that you could understand that this is an iceberg, okay? And there's the water. And there's the iceberg. Got it? There's actually a tool in Webinar Jam here. I want to try it one day. It says turn whiteboard on. It would have been really fun to try and draw this live. I think I could have done that, but that could be really risky. So look, this is an iceberg. And above the water is the beautiful shiny iceberg, right? We all see the icebergs shining, glimmering above the sea online all the time. Websites, social media, branding, business cards, logos. Is that what you guys are seeing out there? You've been like, you know, you've probably seen another health coach. I love their Instagram account, or I love their like YouTube, or I love their branding. Who's done that? Who's like had a girl crush on another health coach, right? And looked out there and seen these beautiful, shiny, like what I call icebergs just glistening in the sea. And has anyone else tried to copy that? Tried to build their business by replicating that? Because that's what I did. Completely, honestly, that's what I did. I mean, I had friends doing it. I didn't even think to ask. You saw me, guys. You saw that header. Why do you think I knew how to change the colors on that header like for months on end? Just because I couldn't draw. I learned to Photoshop. And that's what I knew how to do. Yeah, we're getting lots of yeah. Okay. So I follow a handful I'm almost obsessed with. Yeah, that's cool. And there's good inspiration, but there's a risk of what's going on. And this is what Health Coach B does. I was Health Coach B, and many of you potentially are as well. Health Coach B is looking at that shiny object above the sea with no concept of what actually is going on underneath. The businesses that you admire, there's a reason that some businesses are like these shining, glistening, almost like goddess-like, like icebergs that are like crystals. I've got many crystals around me, like the beautiful crystals. Can you see those? It's like the iceberg. That's what it reminds me of. Like, it all looks glistening, but what we're not seeing is this really, the ones that are doing good have this solid foundation that you don't see behind the scenes. Solid foundation. And that foundation is what I call true business. It's what I learned in those advertising days. The pretty polish can really be done by anyone, but the thing is, the pretty polish will not connect. It won't sell if it doesn't have these foundations behind it. And what makes these foundations even trickier is they have an order. You can't just try and kind of work them out. They have to go in an order. So the first layer of that is target market and purposeful packages. In fact, they could be 2 layers, really. Target market is the number one thing that I see people never crack. They feel like it's something they should learn in an overnight workshop, or they feel like they should be able to learn it in a day. They feel like it's like, oh yeah, a woman, like she's busy, she's stressed, she's got 3 kids. Target market has nothing to do with someone's age, their sex, where they live, what they do for a job. Target market is not taught correctly, and it's the number one pillar, and it's the bottom pillar, guys. It's the foundation. That's what's missing. I hear so many people say, what if I can't crack my target market? It's not possible not to crack it. It's feeling that way because target market's getting wishy-washied, thrown around by people who don't understand real business concepts. Target market is more to do with, to give you a bit of a kind of picture of this, it's more to do with pain points, benefits, solutions. There's very specific things you need to understand. Your package then must be built off those exact matches to your target market. You then need to absolutely know how to find clients. People ask me all the time. I saw it in my Healthy Wealthy Society today. Can you do a training showing us how to get clients? I pretty much can't. I can. I mean, guys, I've done, some of you have been on them. I give trainings on 30 ways to get clients, 10 ways to get clients. You can have it. You can absolutely have it, but none of it is going to work. It's all health coach B territory up the top if it doesn't have the correct target market understanding behind it, the correct purposeful package structure behind it, and the layer, it's like a sandwich, of knowing how to have a core marketing message. You cannot find clients if you don't truly understand who they are. That's where people are going wrong. That's where people are going wrong. Then when you find them, you need to have a marketing message. There's no point when someone says to you, this is what happened to me, tell me if you had it. People used to say to me, oh, what do you do? And I'd say, I'm a health coach. And they'd be like, glazed eye, oh, what's that? And I didn't even know how to answer that. So what I would say is, oh, but I'm actually an art director. You guys are going to know how to speak when you find those clients. You got to know the words that are going to pack a punch. It's like a magnet. It's got to connect or else you've lost people. And this is the piece that people are missing. When you have these pieces, they're going to come through on the surface. Now you need to know how to do sales calls. Now you need to know how to do sales calls that do not have anything to do with health histories. You should never, ever coach in a sales call. There's specific things that you need to do so that you're in true integrity with someone and helping them make a decision to work with you. And there's, of course, pieces in you needing to be able to explain your program and the values and benefits. You can see how it all adds up. Then we need business systems, legal systems. What happens when someone says they want to work with you and then you start fumbling on how you're going to take payment or how you're going to set up their sessions or legal contracts? If you don't have those pieces in place, ready to go, I see this time and time again, clients pull out. And from there, coaching skills. Coaching skills are key. And coaching skills often come more from immersing yourself in a coaching environment. But often when we're not feeling confident in our coaching, that's why when someone gets on a call with us, we finally get into the call, we're scared to sell. We're scared that we won't get people results. And that's a combination of all of those pieces there that will help you feel really confident that you will be able to make an impact in someone's life, and you'll feel an integrity when you sell that. When you have these layers in place and you build the foundations, you are naturally going to also have a marketing plan now, and not just scatterbrain like website branding. You're going to actually have a solid marketing plan that directly, effectively connects with your clients. There's different parts of a marketing plan. You know, there's a traffic, there's a conversion, there's a nurture, like there's different phases. Understanding the purpose of pieces of your marketing. That comes through beautifully in your marketing when you have the solid foundations below. And people think that marketing equals a business. They think that branding, website, etc. is a business. When the storm comes through, when the big waves are going to come through here, those things are just going to float away. When you've got your foundations, water will come over, whatever. It's like the iceberg's going to stay. The foundation is strong. When I say the waves come through, that's when Facebook changes. That's when Instagram changes. That's when the algorithms change, all the things we hear of. When you've got a business, you are not your marketing, you are a business. And that's what you need. There's many ways to market. It doesn't have to be online either. Workshops, you saw me talking at events, hosting my own workshops, many, many ways to bring in clients, and you will be attractive. That iceberg is attractive for a reason, because it has a magnetic core that has been purposefully designed to attract the right people and actually repel those who are not. And I call that approach Health Coach A. Health Coach A takes the iceberg approach. Iceberg effect. Health Coach B scatters around up in the ocean here, getting washed around by the waves, pulled out in the rip. Comparison. Why can't I do that? Why is my website not getting the followers? This is why. This is what no one's talking about. So let's look at this in a different lens. There's a tangible, we're here to talk about 5K months, and there is a tangible impact to those who take Health Coach A versus Health Coach B path. I certainly took Health Coach B, so don't worry if you are too. Health Coach A invests in getting the mentor and getting the plan. Understands that there needs to be a plan behind the marketing. Understands these layers. Is willing to do research. Most people want to skip the target market phase because they don't want to do the research. Most people want someone to hand on a platter to them. Where are my clients? Tell me how to get clients. They don't want to do the work to find them. When you take this approach, you care about your target market so much because you've done that research, you know what you're looking for. That path is likely, with the right plan in your hand, to bring you $5,000 a month or more. And maybe not in your first month, but let's look at a segment of 3 months. $5,000 a month or more. You could be up $15,000. Even if you invested in business training on that, you could still be up thousands and thousands of dollars. In that same period of time, Health Coach B, this was me by the way, sets up a website, designs logos, creates business cards, and leaves $5,000 a month on the table. Because by the way, guys, when you make that fancy website like I did, nobody knows it exists. Eventually, no matter how many times you go around in circles on your social media, website, business logos, etc., you are eventually going to have to come back and take Health Coach A path. It's the only way that works. I remember running in the wind and the rain across Sydney, Woolloomooloo, if anyone lives there, kind of Alexandria, Alexandria Redfern area is where I was, and to get business cards. They matched that header I had. They had a nice green splotch and a black circle. I don't know if you saw the black logo, actually. Yeah, I was proud of that. So I ran in the rain and the wind to get these business cards because that was going to get me clients before I went to America that year. Those business cards still sit in this blue cabinet behind me today. They never got me a client, but they felt so important, and I invested good money. I think I paid hundreds of dollars for those because they had the gloss on them, because the best business card was going to get me the clients. And what I put into the website, and then I went and got photos, like all these things. Health Coach B path never wins. In fact, you're leaving money on the table month after month. People are scared to invest in training. What you don't realize is you're leaving money month after month after month. And what happens is confidence goes down and backwards. It gets harder and harder to get in the game, let alone the money you start spending on little small course hair, website hair. Like, you could be down $18,000 in 3 months. I've seen people go a lot further than that. Another reason actually I'm talking about that is often people invest in e-courses which have no live coaching. So they're putting money into that and trying to shortcut and not get the coaching. And now they're spending, I don't know, $500, $1,000, whatever on an e-course and not taking action because of those mindset pieces. Key number 1 that we talked about today. They weren't able to break through those without a coach. So Health Coach A ultimately has a tried and true marketing plan, which is the iceberg effect. And that's what all of you really, really are going to want to put into place to bring in your 5K month. So we've got the model on how to do it, but then also this understanding that there is a process to follow. And to this day, I can't find any other way that it would possibly work. So the final key then is, how are you going to work that plan? And you know, the fact is, if you want to get to a new destination that you've never been before, you need to follow a roadmap. Would we all agree? If you haven't been somewhere before, like, how are you going to get there? Now, I have to be careful telling this story. My husband's in the other room and I gave him very strict instructions tonight that he wasn't allowed to watch TV. Our internet in our house is a little dodgy at times. So he's been restricted. We turned off all the internet plugs and he's not very happy, but he's being very well behaved in the other room. I think he's watching TV, but we had to make sure there's no internet. And I say that because my husband is obviously lovely and very supportive, but hopefully he's not listening, because we're about to tell a time about when maybe, you know, wasn't so happy and smiley as we might be in the car here. Now, why do I talk about this? We're talking about a plan, right? And I don't know about you guys, like John and I don't really fight very often at all. But there's one time in our life, one occasion that will make us fight without any doubt, without any doubt. And it's this. It's when we get in the car. Or it used to be. We got it sorted. We got it sorted now, I think. It's when we get in the car. Can anybody else relate? Or if not, just hear me out on my story. And we were happy that day. Thank you, Sarah. We really were. And there's a reason, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Because this is what happens for John and I. We get in the car. And I say, do you know where you're going? Yep, know where we're going. Totally. Do you want me to put the map on? No. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Okay, he knows where he's going. So I either start like talking, I was going to say with him, but maybe at him in the car, and we're chatting away, or maybe I'm being a bit rude and I'm on my Instagram or something like that. Either way, I'm clearly not reading a map, right? And I just mentioned Alexandria Redfern in Sydney. If anyone, I know a few of you are from Sydney. This happens to us everywhere, but there's one day in particular I really remember. We come into the big roundabout in the middle there, and all of a sudden there's like 10 different ways that you can go. And we're just about to go into the roundabout, and John's like, which exit do I take? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, well, you're supposed to know which way. This is dangerous. You need to tell me. And I'm like, and I'm on my phone. Does anyone else do that? Like on my phone, really, 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 really quick. And Google won't go quick enough, and I'm almost crying. And it's like, and he's angry at me now. And we shoot off the next like off ramp. And now there's no way back. We're going to be 20 minutes late. We're arguing like crazy. I don't know how it's my fault, but apparently it is. And he doesn't know how it's his fault, because I would have just get Google, and we're just like going crazy. And this would happen time and time and time and time again, to the point where my parents know when they come over that they don't want to go in the car with us. It's like embarrassing. So we made a rule a couple of years ago, and the rule was in place this day that you see us driving in the little smart car here in Melbourne on our way to a wedding. Because now there's a rule, and the rule is you get in the car and you turn on the sat nav. Why did we not have that rule before? Does anyone know? Can anyone guess? The answer may or may not surprise you. The answer is ego. Ego doesn't want to be told what to do. Ego wants to believe that it can work it out itself. Ego would rather die than ask for help. Ego doesn't want to receive support. Even when someone else has done all the work for you, and it's just there, somehow we think it's embarrassing. Somehow we think that we're not as good if we ask for help or if we put on the map or the plan. Yeah, Sarah's saying, done that a million times. Danielle, my husband equals sat nav, me equals I'll find my own way. So this is the new rule in our house, and it's been a big lesson that I've also learned in business. We got stuck that day, like we went, it's all one ways around there, those stupid speed bumps, if anyone knows them. Like it's like we lost time, therefore probably money, that day. We were late for an event. I think we probably offended people. We were late, like because of ego. Yeah, we're all on our ego state a lot, right, Danielle? And this is especially in business, we do this. We think that somehow we should be able to work this out ourselves. And maybe, but what happens when you get in the roundabout? What happens when you thought you knew the bit this way, but you forgot or didn't even realize what was going to come next? And this is where I see women go time and time again wrong and trying to build their own business. They're up there in the waves, in the sea, trying to copy what they see up here. It's like the roundabout, and they didn't realize that there was a map and a plan that the others were actually following all along. You need a plan. You need to follow it. There's no way out of it. Rachel Sizemore here. Some of you might know Rachel. She has gone on to have a really successful podcast. Ripen is what it's called, if anyone wants to check it out. She works as a sex and relationship coach. And before working through the Upswing Mastermind, she says that finding that target market, that bottom pillar, like I said, if you can't crack the bottom pillar, it's really hard to move up. Then, yeah, if she can do it, so can you. Then target market was the deepest, darkest hole for her to climb out of. And secondly, she was feeling 100%. She wasn't feeling confident this was going to work. So she worked through this process, this iceberg process. And finally, she'd worked with other business coaches. She'd worked in other programs. She finally picked a target market and was really, really struggling with that before. And then everything became 1,000 times easier and flowing so much better. She said she found a rhythm in her business. Now she knows how to tell people what she does. And she offers discovery sessions and she gets clients. Like it all starts to roll from there. And she said that before that, she just didn't have the clarity and confidence of getting these pieces in place in the right order. Andrea, we saw Andrea before. And Andrea, we saw that she was getting, I think it was 13 new clients all at once, multiple clients every week in discovery sessions. But really, for Andrea also, she was really stressed all over the place, couldn't stick to a plan, and she really feared that if she didn't do something soon, she was going to give up. That was when I met her. And the first month of the mastermind, we were working on target market. She says, it seems really obvious now, but the things that I was asking her and reflecting and going through the process helped her realize that she was actually meant to be a mindfulness coach. And if anyone knows Andrea's work, she's a very successful mindfulness coach. And today, I know businesses continue to spiral upwards, all from getting that clarity in that first module of the Upswing Mastermind, the first part of the iceberg on target market. So tell me, guys, what do you think? What are your ahas? What are your insights from today's presentation? I like that we're on an hour 11. I always like my 111s. What do you think? What are your ahas? What are your insights? Please share with me. I have a few more things I would like to share with you to really round out the experience here today. But I also want to know if you've got any questions, any ahas, any insights. Maybe it's time for us to connect in. Why did you come along today? There's a lot of excitement and a lot of ideas here, but I want you just to take a deep breath and remember, why did you come along? Are you tired of getting stuck in overwhelm? Tired of trying to figure this out for yourself? Tired of trying to build your business alone? That's exhausting. We're not into exhaustion around here. Maybe you want to serve more clients, go pro in your business. Maybe you're lacking confidence. Or maybe you just deep down in your heart, you know that you're meant to get this work out there and you're sick and tired of sitting around waiting to do so. And during this masterclass, I really hope that you've begun to understand more deeply what it's going to take to build your health coaching practice to $5,000 a month and beyond. And most importantly, if you've got nothing else out of today, I hope that you realize that you can totally do this too. And of course, Just like you couldn't get a major transformation in your single health coaching sessions, of course, your money cash flow clients aren't going to come just by hearing me talk about it for an hour here today. Of course, I can't cover everything in an hour. You will need to, take this forward with strategy, support, get those foundations of your iceberg in place from here. So tell me, who here would like to know how to support or how I could support you to build your health coaching business with ease? Are you ready? Are you feeling ready to feel more expert, abundant, to charge your worth? I think, heck yes, you are, but I want to hear it from you. I reckon some of you here today are absolutely ready. And I want you to know that now is the time to get your message out to the world. And this is absolutely your time to rise. You wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't have the tap on the shoulder. We're all busy. If it wasn't your time to step onto the field and make an impact with your work, with a proven business system that is exclusive for health coaches, you're going to want a system that takes all the overwhelming guesswork out of setting up your business, okay? And secures your health coaching practice with a profitable, repeatable, scalable stream of clients and profits, and ultimately a system that creates impact and income. And I gotta be clear, I've mentioned my Upswing Mastermind program many times today. Nothing I've shared with you today is theory. This is taken directly from the Upswing Mastermind, which is currently seeing new health coaches get paying clients at a phenomenal rate. I followed the system, and so have hundreds of new health coaches, and we are just like you. I hope you've got to know that by being here with me today. The only difference is that we have a system to follow. We got the sat nav, right? And I've worked that out over years for you, so you can really jump the queue and start applying that too. If we can do it, so can you. So the program I have been talking about is obviously the Upswing Mastermind. This is my signature program, the 6-month intimate experience for driven health coaches. And it really is an intimate experience. And I'd love to share that with you today, how that looks and feels to be a part of. The Upswing Mastermind has run 10 times, maybe 11 if we count a smaller group that we did over the last few years. And it is a very, very well fleshed out program. I say that because we refine it every single time based on what is happening. And as I share with you, I invest heavily in my own training and continually update that in here for you. We have a full membership site with business training, workbooks, scripts, templates, everything that you need to get your health coaching business up and running, even if you're new in business, even if you've never had a client. There's some key pillars of the Upswing Mastermind. You get business training videos, approximately an hour a week. A lot of wealth consciousness. Wealth consciousness is something that you will absolutely come out the other end a different woman, and the way that you believe about money, what you feel, and what you receive as a result. You'll get my one-on-one support in our group coaching environment and group accountability from your mastermind sisters and my Upswing team of coaches. Upswing Mastermind basically is the iceberg system. Health Coach A takes the Upswing system. It's covering all of those pillars, and that is the exact process that we go through together. You can see how it is laid out as a business plan here. We work through in month 1, you would have your target market, your packages, and starting to look at how to get clients all locked in month 1. Then we're looking at how to do your soulful sales calls, how to do discovery calls, how to actually get clients. We also weave in things like productivity and time management, because these are, again, the difference in people who actually action a plan versus those who just do something self-study at home. We're going to work right through all the ways to build your systems, to bring in leads. We do a 30-day challenge with 30 different ways to get clients. And yes, there's prizes. And we work right up in how to do your website, social media, everything from there. Of course, we get to your marketing. We build it from the ground up so that you have solid foundations for years to come. So what are you going to receive? Let me talk you briefly through the modules. You can no longer buy any of these trainings by themselves, but some of them I have sold previously in the past. And so you can see We have module 1, your target market and purposeful package. Module 2, master sales, get your first clients. Module 3, your marketing plan and your business brand. We go into your personal brand, business brand, and what will actually sell from a brand perspective. Module 4, how to grow your list, how to grow your following, how to get more people seeing you, and then how to get consistent clients. Module 5 will go into your more advanced marketing strategies and your ongoing marketing plan. And module 6 will start to look at pieces like how to have products like my ebooks and my detox programs, group programs, passive income, as I shared that I did in my health coaching business as well. Now, the total value of these alone is close to $12,000. The program is not that much, but I do want to share with you that each of these trainings would add up to that much. Plus, there's more. Those are the trainings. Those are just your weekly business trainings. The real upswing difference, my signature difference, is in our laser group coaching. Most programs of this time, energy, money investment of a similar level in the market, not that I know of one that is tailored so specifically for health coaches, but generic business coaching programs out there, you would be lucky to get 1 hour of coaching time as a group a month. In the Upswing Mastermind, I am a coach. Yes, I'm good at business, but ultimately I'm a coach, and I'm dedicated on the journey with you for 6 months. We have weekly live group laser coaching sessions 3 times a month. Those sessions are approximately 90 minutes, sometimes even longer. To get my private coaching, you would be paying $1,000 an hour as starters, but I can tell you get at least 18 live group coaching sessions, and they're more than an hour as well, with me in the program. And this is really, really where the magic happens. It's one thing to get those business trainings. It's another to actually come along and be coached on them, to get your feedback, to get breakthroughs, to have breakthroughs on your mindset. I probably will mention it again, but if not, by the way, I don't take beginners as a coach because in my private coaching, because think about it. If you were to get a private business coach, you would never be able to get that training, the 1 hour a week of business training as well. You couldn't fit that in a session. So in the Upswing Mastermind, not only do you get the 6 modules of weekly video training, which is approximately 30 to 40 hours of health coach specific training. You also get those laser coaching calls 3 times a month. You get bonus calls with industry guest mentors, workbooks, templates, scripts, high level of accountability and support from my team coaches trained in the Upswing system, and your private community for 24/7 masterminding. So who's this system worked for? Well, obviously I talk about health coaches a lot, but we've also had personal trainers, energy healers, nutritionists, life coaches, yoga teachers, kinesiologists. Anyone who's feeling resonant with the work that I've shared today is certainly worth exploring the program. And, you know, we can see different people here, a relationship coach, sex coach, a life coach, nutritionist, a health coach, all with varying, you know, wonderful results, getting, you know, the $4,000 months, $5,000 months from this model. I'm getting pretty croaky. I've talked on this, done about 5 hours of training on this today. So let's see if my voice will hold out. Is this program for you? Well, you know, I'm not going to go through all of these points. I'm going to be really straight to the point. This program is for you if you're driven, determined, and ready to make $5,000 a month. You've got to believe in coaching. You've got to be really ready to be coached by me. You've got to be really dedicated to getting your work out there. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not for someone who wants to make a quick buck online. This is for those of you who are really dedicated to getting your soul purpose work of health coaching out there. Looking at the plan I gave you today, I'm just going to ask you before we wrap up shortly, what are your first or next 4 clients worth to you? What are your first or next 4 clients worth to you? What are you thinking you're going to charge right now for a package? $500? Then it would be $2,000 next 4 clients. $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. What would it be worth to you just to get 4 clients? I mean, I'm going to show you a model of how to get up to 15 at a time in a 3-month period. But what would it be worth to just get 4 clients in that first month? What would that be worth? And what would it be worth to you to make $5,000 a month, every month, and then continue to grow. $10,000 per month by applying this system. What would it be worth to you to wake up every day to do the work you love? To be free to travel the world and coach from anywhere? To be your own boss? To never hand in an annual leave slip? John and I are going to Europe next month, I think. We're still trying to work that out. And he's having to go through the whole process of the annual leave forms and everything. Like, guys, what would it be worth not to have to do that anymore? To choose your own hours. My favorite, to go to Pilates in the middle of the day. Absolutely, the classes are so much better in the day. What would those things be worth to you? What would they be worth? Lisa Blackman here, sharing. In the first month of the Upswing Mastermind, I held 8 discovery sessions, signed up 6 clients, and reached my $5,000 target in the first month. And for the entire 6 months of Upswing Mastermind, I've continued to make a minimum of $4,000 per month. She shared with me the other day, some months have been over 6. I've simply done the work as prescribed in the program. Nothing more, nothing less. And taking consistent action every week to find clients and do the work. The support we receive in the laser coaching sessions is life-changing. I just love how in tune we all are as a group, and how when Amanda helps one person overcome their blocks or obstacles, it can be so healing for the rest of us. This feminine approach is so empowering and has shown me that I don't need to work hard, long, exhausting hours to make ends meet. In fact, if I listen to my body and nurture myself, I can consistently make an income far greater than any 9-to-5 job. So, yes, absolutely, ladies. If she can do it, so can you. And so you can see why my VIP clients are paying me $40,000 or more a year to work with me privately. I have mastered this work over 18 years of digital marketing experience and working in my own 7-figure coaching business. But the truth is, guys, I couldn't get these results if you asked me to coach you one-on-one. Not in the initial stages. The Upswing Mastermind is my highest offering for you. This is the way that you can get to those 5K months through this unique combination. The Upswing Difference has proven business and marketing strategy, not just copying what else is out there, but really going from that iceberg effect, group laser coaching sessions, and 24/7 support in the Facebook group with your mastermind sisters. It's real, true business and life transformation. So let me hear it. Are you ready to make $5,000 per month as a health coach? Who's keen? Who wants to know more details? I'm sure that the biggest question everyone's wondering is, what's the investment? So I will share that the normal investment is $5,995 in full, or we now have a 12-month payment plan so that you can get in the game. When you think about it, one client every second month would pay off the payment plan. But I have got a special offer for those of you who stuck right through the call today. You may or may not know that the program, we had an early bird special. It finished on Monday, my time, which was Sunday, or maybe Monday US. Either way, a few days ago, it did finish. But I decided to open it up for those of you who either missed this call or had just come across it. So only for those of you, you won't see this publicly, only for those of you on the call here today, I'm extending the early bird rate. And that rate is $5,500 in full, or 12 payments of $545. Now, I'm going to show you how to sign up, but do hold on, because also for those of you on this call, I have bonuses that are worth over $3,000 that I would like to extend to you. If you get to know me well, you know that I reward go-getters. I reward people who show up live. I reward people who sit through an hour and a half presentation. And I have lots of goodies to give you in a moment. But I do want to let you know, because I can see some of you already asking, the way to sign up is to go to upswingmastermind.com. Now, it's not instant sign up. We do want to talk to you. There's no obligation from your end, but we also want to check, are you a good fit? So what you can do is go to upswingmastermind.com. There'll be application buttons. It'll say apply now. And you can book in, fill in the application form. There's a few questions there, and book a complimentary discovery session with one of my advanced Upswing coaches. They'll be able to walk you through the system that I've shared here today and see if it's a good fit for you. Discuss it with you. We're certainly not, you'll learn this from me, in sales, we're not a hard push company. We're not even going to give you the button so you can do it yourself. Like, we're here for you. This is an intimate experience. It's for those of you who want a high touch experience. You understand the value of coaching, and that will be your experience too if you apply. You'll have plenty of time to discuss it with my upswing coaches and see if it's a good fit. So Jenny Go here sharing, in the first 12 weeks of Upswing Mastermind, I made $12,000 from my health coaching business. My investment has been paid back 2 to 3 times over already. But most importantly, I'm just so happy that I'm making an impact in all of these people's lives. I have 3 small children. Jenny has 3 kids under 6. And she didn't know if she'd have time to work on the program, but she's only working 1.5 days a week on her business. That's at fully booked at $1,000 there. And she says she feels like she jumped on the fast track. And Lisa Blackman, who we just saw before, shared with me as well, because I know people often ask how much time. Yes, she spends time on clients now because she is also fully booked now, but she said she spent a maximum of 2 hours a week on anything else, including Upswing Mastermind and growing her business. Maximum 2 hours. So for those of you who have stayed on the call here today, like I said, I would love to extend that early bird bonus for you. It's going to be there just for a couple of days though, because it has officially closed. Plus you're going to receive my amazing bonuses. I've got 6, 6, I'm reading the 6 there, bonus bundles for you. One is a sales script pack. This is going to have all the sales scripts that you need. And I mean scripts of how to reach out to people, emails that you can send, social media scripts, everything you need to put yourself out there. You're going to get my Get Your First 10 Clients bundle to kickstart your business. Getting your first clients is different than your ongoing clients. You're also going to get the Be Your Own Boss bundle. This is the bundle that you can work on your productivity skills. One of the hardest things as an entrepreneur is actually to be productive. PR and media bundle, so we can actually get you out there, getting media like I showed you before, how I got the double page spread on my detox program when I released that. And the health coaching resource bundle, which does include my ebooks and detox program, so you can totally see what I did and make things similar yourself. So there are the bonus bundles. Not only do you get the core Upswing Mastermind program, but you're going to get these 5 bonus bundles as well. Plus, I'm going to extend 2 early bird bonuses to you for sitting on the call. Hour and a half later, you are my go-getters. You are going to receive these as well if you apply. So you're going to get my coaching confidence bundle. Now this actually, I used to sell this product, I don't anymore, and it's actually not part of the Upswing Mastermind. This is the only way you can actually get this one. It's a 3-part coaching confidence video series plus 2 guest mentor trainings, all on coaching confidence. This in itself, guys, like you've got to get your hands on this program. Coaching confidence bundle there is your early bird bonus. And money mindset bundle. We all know that money mindset is going to be the big breakthrough point underlying all of this work. And it includes my signature 10 steps to 5K a month wealth consciousness training program, which by the way, other early birders like yourself have had in the past and have started bringing in money and clients before they even started the program from that one early bird bonus alone. That is only yours if you're watching this here today and you apply quick smart so that you can get those. Now, one final bonus, and this one here is truly for those of you who are here. I'm going to take fast action because I honor the fast action takers. The first 2 people to apply while we're here live on this call, they may have already done so. If not, jump on it, ladies. The first 2 people to apply are going to get their purposeful package written up as a sales page by my personal copywriter, by my copywriter. I wrote value $500. You guys wouldn't get this done probably in the market for less than $2,000. The first 2 people, I want to see who the go-getters are. I want to see you take fast action. You're going to stand out to me, you're going to stand out to the team, and I'm going to reward you with having your sales page written for me if you're a go-getter who takes action. First 2 people to apply live on this call tonight or morning if you're in the UK. And obviously go ahead and join the program. We'll get that fast action bonus. 2 people only. So as a reminder, the way to sign up is go to upswingmastermind.com and you can apply. All right, when does this start? We start September the 10th. September the 10th. What are we? That's about 12 days away. So that's why the early bird did already expire, but I've opened that up just for some of you, again, who are here tonight. September the 10th is when we start. So if you don't apply in the next few days, you're welcome to wait, but the price goes up and the bonuses do disappear. There's two types of coaches from here, ladies. The ones who dream about being a successful health coach and the ones who show up and do the work required to get there. And, you know, Amanda Pickering here, she says when she first heard about Upswing Mastermind, she was pretty skeptical. That's totally okay. I get it. She said even though it covered everything she wanted to learn, she really wanted to work with me one-on-one. She feared the Upswing Mastermind would be a watered-down version of private coaching, and boy, was I wrong. I'm an absolute convert. Amanda's mastermind group has been the single most important key for my business success. Before starting the mastermind, I was tired, confused, and stressed. I was starting to question whether it was even possible making a living as a health coach. By the way, Amanda Pickering had taken every business course that I can think of, the popular ones under the sun, and still wasn't getting clients as a health coach until she worked with me in this program. She said the weekly calls lift my vibration in a way that just would not be possible with one-on-one coaching. I feel like I get the highest coaching support of a key expert in my field, and I truly believe Amanda is the best out there. Watching Amanda coach other women helps me hone my own coaching skills and has reaffirmed my belief in the true power of coaching. As a result, in the first 10 weeks of being part of the mastermind, I've made over $10,000 and signed a new client to my brand new program, charging 3 times more than I did before. This is only the start, and it was only the start. She went part-time in her job, full-time in her job, continues to grow her business. By the way, Jenny Go that I shared with you before, Amanda Pickering here in the UK. I know we've got a lot of UK ladies here today. If the monkey mind's going, not in my town, not in my country, some of these beautiful stories are definitely from ladies in the UK. And if she can do it, we absolutely can. Sarah, you got it. All right. So, ladies, if all the Upswing Mastermind did from here was help you move away from having no clients, lacking confidence, making no money, not knowing what to do, staring at the ceiling like I used to do, having no plan, feeling anxious when people ask how your business is going, being stressed, like if that's all it did, what would it be worth to you? We've got to be honest as coaches here. What would it be worth to get away from that? Are you willing to do what it takes to step forward? If all Upswing Mastermind did was help you feel confident in your abilities as a coach, if all it did was give you that proven plan, if all it did was start to get paying clients, increase your income, if all it did was help you feel powerful and purposeful in the work that you are doing, what would that be worth to you? What would it be worth to you? As a reminder, here's everything that you will receive. The core Upswing Mastermind program, the 5 bundles for being here tonight, the 2 early bird bonuses, and the first 2 to apply will have your package written by my copywriter. That's a total value of almost $40,000, and that is about how much people pay me now to work with them privately. But the early bird offer that is here for 3 days for those of you on the call tonight, $5,500 or a 12-month payment plan of $545. The 12-month payment plan is newly introduced, and it's my way of helping you get in the game and start getting your clients as soon as possible. So imagine yourself 3 years from now. Most people are going to talk about this. Most people will just dream about it, study for it even, but never follow through. That's the way most people live, and they are not leaders. To be a leader, you have to have courage. It's meant to feel scary, but you have to actually at some stage step onto the playing field. It's simply a choice. And from here, you have 2 choices. Choice number 1, do nothing. Stay where you're at, spin your wheels, stress out about your business, or give up altogether. Choice number 2, invest in yourself today. Make a great income as a health coach while doing what you love. Have the freedom to work your own hours and prioritize your own health too. Which one do you choose? If you had the choice, ladies, why would you not choose choice 2? Do you choose to fly or do you choose to never try? You do not have to do this alone, and you are not meant to do this alone. And as a reminder, 75% of my last Upswing Mastermind group had their first paying client 4 to 8 weeks into the program. And that's just an average. You saw people like Lisa Blackman in the last 6 months made over $35,000. Her very first month, $5,000 in the bank, program paid back. The first half of the program, we make this happen together. I'm going to get you in the game. My team coach is going to get you in the game. We're going to give you step-by-step actions, scripts for social media, email templates, sales scripts to get your paying clients. Have you sat down and worked out what this would cost you to even get those created for you, or to purchase a whole lot of individual courses over a period of time? That it would just it's just crazy. The trial and error working out what works and what doesn't is what Health Coach B does, and Health Coach B never wins. To me, it's a massive waste of time. I can get a little bit fired up about this because to me, it's a massive waste of time, energy, and money that would be better served out there working with clients and making a difference in the world's health. You are here to make an impact, and you have a choice to focus outwards now or to stay spinning inwards. Remember, you're going to be getting step-by-step business training specifically for health coaches for 6 months, laser coaching from me to move through your personal blocks, give you that personalized feedback on your business. My team of upswing support coaches hold you accountable, a community of like-minded go-getters with 24/7 access to the group where you all mastermind together. Milda here, my biggest wins and proudest moments of the Upswing Mastermind would have to be booking 13 discovery sessions in month 1, selling my most expensive package ever, getting clients I love working with who are committed, eager to listen to every word I say, and getting the confidence to get out there and do it. That's what comes from getting your target market right. But the most important achievements have definitely been internal too. Addressing my money mindset and beliefs, being more authentic, believing that I really can. Thank you, Amanda. The mastermind has been such a gift. And then we have one more from June here. She says, I'm getting more out of this program than I did last year working with a one-on-one business coach at a fraction of the cost. I know that she was working with one of the world's top business coaches when she made this comment. The community is insanely supportive, and I've really connected with other mastermind members. We stay in communication each day. This makes a huge difference through the good stuff and the challenging stuff. Thanks again for everything you do. Seriously, a gift. I don't have it on the screen, so excuse me if this number is not perfect, but I'm pretty sure June was getting up to around $12,000, $13,000 a month by the end of the program. So none of my clients charge less than $1,000 for a client once they're in the game. You'll learn why if you work with me. So as long as you get one client a month, you'll pay this off and you'll start paying a profit. I mean, not even one client a month, one client every 2 months, right? Like these tools will help you in your business for at least 5 years from now. Think of the return on investment. If you spend $545 in the first month and make a potential return of $5,000, like why would you not do that? Then making 5 to 10K a month every month from there. This is not a dream. It's a reality for my clients. I have multiple stories. We could sit here all night saying that, playing the game of if she can, I can too. But I hope that is anchored in for you today. If we can do it, so can you. And I want to be really clear because I'm talking about what's possible for you guys here, and it's absolutely possible. But this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a course where you're just gonna like pass me your money and you're gonna start, swimming in it. It's not that. I've crafted this course specifically for health coaches like yourself, and it gets results for a reason. But just like weight loss or going to the gym or your own clients, you've got to do the work. But if you do take action, like you heard Lisa say, nothing more, nothing less, my program will get you results. So why not you, ladies? Why not you? Why not you? And if not now, when? This is not an opportunity that I expect to stay on the table. I never make guarantees, but I've done this 10 times in a row now. It's unlikely that this high level that we bring together in the Upswing Mastermind right now will continue ongoing. The way that I'm there every single week for the long laser coaching calls where we deep dive in, where I have 4 team coaches supporting you at all times. This is not a standard e-course. It's not a standard online program. It's an intimate experience where we go together for 6 months. It's impossible not to transform in that time. Life's happening now, ladies. I've been reminded of this in multiple ways in the last few weeks, and life is just simply happening now. It's a waste of time to have these excuses. The excuses that we all carry around in life of it's not the right time, I don't have enough time, I'll do it later, I can't afford to do it, I can do it alone. Life's happening now. Life's happening now. It's time to get in the game. It's time to get your work out there. I'm not special. My business wasn't handed to me on a silver platter. I didn't start with loads of money, rich husband, bankrolling the business, nothing like that. I'm not I'm not supermodel skinny or anything. I don't have perfect health by any means. Yet look what I was able to do, and look at what my clients are able to do too. If we can do it, so can you. So shall we do this? Right now, a decision is the only thing standing between you and your dreams. It's simply a decision to apply and explore the program. So I have put that early bird special back on for just a couple of days for those of you who took the time out to be live here today. It was my absolute pleasure to be able to offer this live again because I know some people didn't get to see it last week, and I wanted to honor that early bird price for those who didn't. So I'm going to take some questions now, and I might need someone on my team to send me the question link. Can you send me a private chat in Webinar Jam here so that I can have the questions? Sorry, I forgot to pull the sheet up. Otherwise, I'll go through the chat box. It's just there's hundreds of comments here. Woohoo! Jenny says, I've already signed up. Sarah, me too. This is going to be such an awesome group. Deborah's already in as well. This is excellent. This is awesome. I need to get your questions. If you've got any questions, ladies, just in case I can't get the sheet, because my team normally puts them in a sheet for me as we go, pop them back in the chat box now. If I've missed a question tonight, would you mind copying and pasting it back in? Oh, here it comes. Don't worry. I can pull it up. All right. I'm so excited for you guys. I mean it. I know you guys don't know me that well yet, but you're going to learn that I love go-getters. And those of you who sit on, an hour 45 training, it's gold. It's just lifetime access. The course itself is 6 months. The business trainings, the workbooks, a lot of it you can download. I always say you have a minimum of 12 months after the course to access, which is largely to get you to take action. But often I leave it longer, and most of it you can download. So it's actually not lifetime access, but there's not really much that you wouldn't have ongoing, if that makes sense. If you want that explained further, then certainly, chat with one of my coaches, but a lot of it you can download. The calls are always recorded and put up after. And the group itself, Facebook group, does end after the live experience, but everyone stays in a group together ongoing, if that makes sense. People stay friends for life. So that's a really great question. Okay. Any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat box. I'm going to check the questions. Oh, there's a number of them. Let's see. I don't have a qualification. Can I still do this? So the answer is probably, but it's definitely something that you would want to talk about with one of my upswing coaches. So a lot of ladies that we work with in the Upswing Mastermind find they've got life experience, their own journeys, different modalities they've pulled together, don't actually have a health coaching qualification, but feel ready and would rather invest in understanding how to run the business than a qualification. That's something that my team coaches can talk to you about. And most of the time that probably will be a good fit, but we like to check that. We like to really check where you're at. Lisa Blackman, who you saw just before, $5,000 first month, $35,000 after the 6-month program that she'd made. She doesn't have a health coaching qualification, for example. So it is a personal decision, and it's something we like to check with you, how you feel about that. But in general, you don't necessarily need a qualification. Still studying. Is this program for me? I'm studying my health coaching course. Do you think it's for me? Cool. So there's a couple of questions on that. Absolutely. Yeah, we find that ladies who do this program in tandem with study are often the ones who just are like thriving by the end. And they often tell me that they're in like the circles or online groups with other classmates at the end of their health coaching course. And people are, 6 months, 12 months at the end of a health coaching course going, I don't know what a target market is, or I'm stuck with my target market. You can see here today a lot of women feeling that way. Whereas the ladies in the Upswing Mastermind sit there and go, I forgot that I was stuck on target market. I'm already getting paying clients. So look, if you're a go-getter, which would mean you're a match for this program, I would dive in and do it at the same time. Again, though, just jump on apply and chat to our coaches about that and see for sure. Of course, I like to give you personalized support in making that decision. Okay. I don't have a lot of time balancing work and family. How can I fit this into my day until I can get out of my full-time job? Okay, so there's a few questions coming together there. Ladies, none of us have got a lot of time. And I did a whole training on time in my Healthy Wealthy Society group earlier in the week, if anyone wants to hear that. But this is normal. I want you to know in the program that almost everybody has either kids at home or working full-time jobs. And it's why the laser coaching is so important, because these are the kind of things we discuss. We help you with your schedule. We help people work out where, that plan we saw, where are you going to fit that in your days? Where are you going to fit that in your weeks? And so I want you to know, we heard Lisa Blackman say before, like she was spending about 2 hours a week on this. So you don't need amazing big time. Of course, if you want to start taking clients, you've got to have room for that. No business is going to be built if you don't put any time in. I'm like, yeah, sure. But I really challenge you to question the time, because we're all busy and often it's something that we can find time for. Okay, do you think investing in Facebook advertising $100 to $150 a month will be beneficial? Honestly, most likely not at this stage. Now, I don't know you. I don't know who asked this question. I don't know anything about your business. But 99% of people, I would say no. Don't put money into Facebook advertising. I mean, $150 a month on advertising, seriously, like I'd invest in mentoring any day over that. Facebook advertising is like gambling. If you don't have all those foundations of the iceberg in place, you're wasting your time, in my humble opinion. And I, obviously do use Facebook advertising in my business today. I don't recommend it to beginners. I have a stage 2 program for clients who are already making over $5,000, which may or may not be, on option again one day. But sometimes in that level, yeah, people start putting money on Facebook ads. In the Upswing Mastermind, there is a module on Facebook advertising, but it's not till month 5. So at this stage, I wouldn't. That's my honest opinion. I would put it into mentoring any day, but there's my reasons why. And perhaps, obviously, I'm not coaching you one-on-one. I don't know the full story there, but that's my assumption of an answer. Okay, let me just read some of these. When making a purposeful package, which will include one-to-one coaching, email support, possibly weekly education, would you recommend creating a template? Yoli, you just deleted my question while I'm reading it. Okay, we lost that question. It's all right. Yoli's being so efficient and tidying up the questions for me so I can easily read them, and it just disappeared off my screen. You're so, I'm so grateful for your help. I just don't know where it went. Okay, so Amanda, my target market is at least 7K. It's back. I'll go back to it. Amanda, my target market is at least 7K per month from a combo of group and one-to-one coaching. What do you think? Great. Yeah, I mean, if that's your goal, I think is what you're saying. But, I want to be, I don't know who I'm talking to with this question, but I would probably start with one-on-one for most people until I get to know you. If we're in the group, etc., I'll be able to help you privately. But most people, I'd start with one-on-one and not bring group in. But there's always exceptions to the rules. Jenny Go, we saw making 12K in the 12 weeks of the mastermind. She brought a group in and she didn't have a lot of time, and there was a reason, for us to look at that for her. So look, I don't know if you'll do that in the first month. Some people do and blow me away. I don't want to ever guarantee, but it's certainly a great goal. If you were to get to 5K from one-on-one and then bring the group in, that feels solid for me. Okay, do you have a separate program to help us develop programs to offer clients for those who have already done a health coaching certification? Let me understand that. Do you have a separate program to help us develop programs to offer clients for those who have already done a health coaching certification? No, I don't have any other programs. I have the Upswing Mastermind. I did have an e-course that you may have seen on my website. I don't really sell the e-course very often. Maybe once or twice a year I decide to sell it for people who really can't afford the Upswing Mastermind. But guys, I'm just being really, really honest with you here, which I'll always be as your coach. I believe in coaching. I just do. Anyone who wants to know, about packages, my Purposeful Packages training, which is a free training I did a couple of weeks ago, is still in my Healthy Wealthy Society Facebook group. I'll leave it there a couple more days. You're welcome to have that, for free. But no, I don't offer any other program. And with sincerity, you can hear why, because this is what gets results. And I don't want to be selling people programs that don't have the full picture. I'm just looking for coaching packages. Do you have those outside? Okay, same thing. Yeah. It says, I just paid $5,000 for my health coaching certification. I don't want to overlap with what I've already paid and learned. Most of my clients have done the health coaching schools and find that what we are teaching in the Upswing Mastermind was not taught in the schools. There's a reason that the need for this has come out. So I don't think you'll find any overlap. If you do, very, very small. I don't believe, look, I couldn't get clients from the coaching that was taught in the schools as far as business. So I don't think you'll have a problem. I understand the investment. A lot of people have that. Totally understand it. It's chicken and egg. You don't want to have paid the money for your health coaching school and be stuck not knowing how to get clients. I totally understand that conundrum. I was there. And it's why I bring in the 12-month payment plan, now to help people get in the game. How much support do you give personally, Amanda? I'm very, very involved in this program. As I shared with you, I invest a lot in my own business training, in my own masterminds. I do not know another colleague in the industry who is as invested in their programs as I am. I genuinely mean that. People will say to me things like, oh, you can leverage and you can just have people do this for you. And then, no, I'm a coach. And any of you will know I love coaching, and people will say, you got to cut off your calls at a time. No, I'll give you guys what you need. I am very invested. We have 3 laser coaching calls a month. Most of those are done with me. Occasionally, I'll bring in my team coaches if I want them to do a specialist call with you, or on the odd occasion, for example, there'll be one call when I'm in South Africa at the Impact Project that I shared about before. Things like that where the team coaches might do them. Other than that, I'm there by your side. Literally, we're all on camera together. This is a very intimate program, very intimate. I do not know, I don't have a colleague I know who is as invested in their programs. And while I love that, I do share honestly, I said that with you before, I don't know that in my business we're at the growth that it's at, that I can sustain that into next year. It may not be that you get me as your coach moving forward, or it may not be that I can offer weekly laser coaching calls. Now, by the way, I want to say something. I don't think anyone's asked it. Who here's in the UK? We've got people from the UK, right? Well, we've obviously got people in Australia and New Zealand who must work in the day and chose this time to come to this call. So I not only offer the 3 calls, I actually offer 2 extra calls a month, which I call all level calls, and they are held at this time of day. They're a bit of the secret calls. I don't know if I should tell you guys this. I kind of feel like I have to whisper. Because they're at this time of day, not as many people tend to come along, and they tend to be even more intimate. Now, it is all levels, which means that there might be ladies occasionally from my advanced programs, which only benefits you. And yeah, and Deborah's like, woohoo. Yeah, it's a bit of a secret. I don't actually normally tell people. It's kind of a surprise when you get in the program and there's 2 bonus calls. So I actually offer 5 live calls, but I guarantee that there's 2 in any person's time zone. That's my guarantee. So it's why I don't kind of talk about them all the time. But because you're in the UK, you're clearly in this time, it's really high potential, especially once the clocks change in another few months, that you could actually get way more than what I'm saying. So it's my little secret for you. I'm very invested. I seriously don't know that I can probably sustain that as a business model next year, which is why I keep saying, like, when the offer's here, guys, if not now, when? But right now, I'm very involved in the program with you. My team coaches do support me. Some calls will be with them, but most are with me. And the team coaches are in the Facebook group all the time. They are there on a daily basis for you, but I'm certainly in there as well. Any other questions? What if you need certain scripts or coaching before it's scheduled time? I think you mean like, what if you need something from the program before the module's released? A lot of the like the bonuses that I'm offering you here, a lot of pieces like that are actually in a resource section, so you can access them ahead of time. The core modules, one will come out a week, so they are drip fed in a certain order, yeah, some of it you can access. Out of interest, do you still do health coaching now or purely focus on coaching coaches? Now, this is a very interesting question. But I haven't told even my team about this, so don't freak out, everyone. I'm considering bringing it back. I've stopped health coaching mostly for the last year or two. This business has grown very hard and fast. I not only offer the Upswing Mastermind, but also a Stage 2 Mastermind, and I do have private advanced clients. I am a health coach at heart. When you're in my programs, you'll know that we don't just talk business. I'm very, very invested on the inner work. I'm very invested in working from the feminine. If you were to look around my desk right now, I mean, what don't I have that's not like health coachy, jasmine sparkling water, carnelian crystal infused water, like everything in my life, like oils, crystals, you name it. I'm very, very invested in health. I believe in it so much as far as lifting our vibration, and a lot to do with the wealth work as well. So right now, there's no health coaching. A lot of health coaching comes in. I actually had a lady join Upswing Mastermind last year. She convinced me. She came for more of a health journey, to be in my energy and in my laser coaching. And she knew it was going to be another year till she could start her own business. So she actually worked through the mastermind with us to improve her health. She looks amazing. Just the change from being in it. And she's been just watching what we're doing business-wise. So she wasn't ready to start her business. She wanted to work on herself first. It's a rare occasion that I'd let someone in like that, but she convinced me, and it was wonderful. So in a nutshell, I bring all of my health and, wealth information in that way right now into the mastermind as well, and the laser coachings. But there's a part of me that is considering some high-end health coaching pieces next year. So watch this space. How many people do you think will be in this class? I actually have no idea. Honest truth. Our groups range in general from 40 to 60. That's kind of the range. So yeah, it depends. By the time you get, how many people would be on a call. I think most group calls have around 20 on a call. Like I say, these evening spot ones might be a little more intimate. But yeah, it's really good size, always around that, 40 to 60 mark. I know that's a bit of a window, but I honestly just don't know, how many people will come into each group. But we've run it 10 times and it's about, around that size. We have 14 coaches plus myself, and yeah, it's awesome size to keep the energy going. Any other questions? Okay, let me come back to this one that I jumped at while Yoli was still tidying it up for me. It says, when making a purposeful package, which will include one-to-one coaching, email support, possibly weekly educational booklets, would you recommend creating a template like weekly health goals progress that can be personalized for each client? Is there any way to access client intakes forms or other forms needed to use with a package? Speak to template. Okay. Legals. Yeah, there's a whole lot of, I've got multiple pieces for that. To start with, what you guys have learned in the Purposeful Packages training, if you've done it, is more of a template that you'll need to A, be able to sell and explain your program, B, as a guideline for yourself. It is highly unlikely that you will use that exact template when you actually start coaching. And this is where, coaching confidence bundles are really going to help you as your early bird bonus, but also the coaching modules in the program. We're going to show you how you will actually structure your coaching sessions. Of course, think about it logically. In one-on-one coaching, everyone's going to present differently. You've got to learn to be nimble with that. You've got to have a structure that can be flexible. So we're going to help you know how to start your coaching session, what to do in the middle, what to do at the end, what to do in a first session, what to do in a close-off session, all of those pieces. Now, some of those are created as templates. Also, some of them you'll have to create yourself depending on your package, but there's so much swapping that goes on. People have done the different health coaching skills, right? So like some people have done IIM when they learn about primary foods, and they share those kind of ideas with people who have done like psychology of eating and like the different schools. So everyone kind of shares forms, and obviously we're conscious of what we can and can't use in that way. I also give templates for things like my legal contracts and client intake forms. However, when it comes to anything legal like that, you would always want to get it signed off by your own lawyer. But you can shortcut and save money in that way by taking to them what you think it would be, or using our templates as opposed to having to get something like that written from scratch. Okay, any other questions? Does interacting with potential clients and finding their needs classed as research for marketing? I feel like I don't understand how to research my market. Yeah, and this is where a lot of people get stuck. We really dive deep into how to do that target market research in the first couple of weeks of the mastermind. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Don't worry if you've never had a client before. We'll walk you through from scratch. Equally, ladies join the program when they have had clients, but they're struggling to get consistency, or they're not proud of their messaging. They know that they haven't got those foundations of the iceberg. Maybe they've been winging it a bit. Any additional investments? No, not really. Definitely not in the first few months. I don't encourage putting money on ads by any means. It's not until you go to create a website that you need to put any money in. I encourage people not to build a website for as long as possible. We're going to get you making money and clients well before you get a website. But even then, I'd rather you get money, so that you can be paying for your mentoring, health coach A, right, versus health coach B. But even when you do get to your websites, we'll show you ways to be able to do this either yourself, or we have people that we can recommend who know, my way of setting things up and save you a fortune on setting that up. So, of course, you get all my contacts, and we focus on teaching you a free email marketing system. There's not really any other costs. Laser coaching call times, like I mentioned, there'll be 2 UK friendly times a month. Once we hit a little bit later in the year, you'll actually be able to access the other ones as well if you're willing to stay up, kind of into the evening. But I do have those additional, what I call all time zone calls. Anyone in Australia obviously has these times. I may be in Europe anyway for a month also, which would benefit any of you in this time zone. Will calls be recorded? Absolutely. All the business trainings, the weekly business trainings are on a membership site, so one comes out a week and you can watch that in your own time. The live group laser coaching calls are always recorded. Within 24 hours, we put them up. So if you can't make it live, some ladies never come live to those calls and love watching the replays. I love it if you can come along live. But yeah, if you can't make every week, that's completely fine and normal. In 6 weeks, of course, we're all going to, 6 months, of course, we're all going to take a holiday or not be available for some reason. So they're always recorded and put in the membership portal. Do you have any other questions, ladies? 2 hours. I told you sometimes at this time of day, it's like the secret little call time where we can hang out, and it's kind of like lounge hour for me. We get comfy. My absolute pleasure. I'm really glad that you got a lot out of it. Yep, great. Anything else? Any other questions for this evening or morning? Who's bouncing into their day now in Europe? Or perhaps it's dinner time if you're here in Australia, bedtime in New Zealand maybe. Do we have any New Zealanders here? Any other questions? Happy to answer anything. Otherwise, you can always find me in the Healthy Wealthy Society Facebook group. I would love, love, love to hang out with you there. Any applications that come in, anything at all. Deborah, I saw your comment before. If you flick me a message on Facebook, I'll share something with you. Flip me a message on Facebook afterwards and I'll share with you. Deborah's already signed up for the mastermind. I just wanted to share a question that I saw earlier on the call for her. Anyone else got any questions? I know a number of you have joined. Anyone else? No? I think we're done. I know there's a bit of a delay on the chat box. I don't want to hang up and then see that you guys still hadn't asked questions, but I think we're done. Someone tell me no more questions so that I know that we are up to date on the chat. I think so. Yeah, Deborah said they've been brilliant. Fab to attend live. Yeah, really honor you for coming along tonight. Reminder, first two to apply. While we're live here, we'll get that fast action bonus as well. I'm getting no more questions. So either we've got a big delay or we're done. I'm going to say we're done. Yoli says there's no more questions. Thank you for a beautiful call, everyone. I can't wait to support those of you who are going to join the Upswing Mastermind with us in the next 6 months. Even if you're not sure, get your application in, jump on that opportunity with a group coach, Upswing coach, 2 of my advanced coaches there. And we would love to, chat things through with you and explore whether the program is the perfect fit for you. I genuinely hope that I get to support you because this work means the world to me to get your health coaching business out there, not only for yourself, for your family, for your own happiness, your own self-expansion, highest potential, but for the impact that it will make in the world. So thank you for spending this evening with me. I spot a New Zealander right at the end. Sarah, you win. If everyone doesn't know, I'm from New Zealand originally. So I just wanted to know if anyone was here. Oh, there's lots of you. Oh, there we go. I didn't know. Thanks for making my evening. Thanks for hanging out. I'm loving to get to know you all tonight, and we'll see you later. Bye.